Hey, what's up, Mixed Reactions? This is Ian. I'm alongside my two co-hosts, Casey, Mary, and Justin Duncan. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well, brother. It's a beautiful day out, ready to talk sports.
Same,
Amen.
doing
Well,
pretty good. Trying not to die of whatever bacterial infection is trying to run through my house, but I'm hanging in there.
I know there's something we've been talking about in the group, and since even fucking WNBA is not on the schedule until like the middle of August, we want to talk a little bit of Brady and Mahomes. As everybody knows, Justin, our resident, Justin's very fair and unbiased, but he definitely is obviously a huge Patriots fan. I can't speak on how he feels about Brady, and then obviously we know Casey loves Mahomes. This is a loaded question, but. I guess I'll just start with Casey first because I know how passionate he is about it. Where do you stand regarding the Mahomes? Like, just overall, what's your thoughts behind it at the moment?
So, if we're talking just in the moment in time, right? Obviously, there's still not a debate yet as to who the greatest quarterback of all time is. It's still Brady. He's still got the accomplishments. He still has the records. He has the accolades. He has everything you could possibly think of, except a wife now. Either way, when you're breaking it down as to who is the greatest in this, it's still Tom, right? But it's like I said to you guys earlier in the chat, and it's something that I still feel very strongly about. I think Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback I've ever seen. There is absolutely no weakness to him as a professional quarterback. He has the accuracy, he has the arm strength, he has the mind, he has the leadership, he has the mobility. I can't think of one single weakness that Patrick Mahomes has displayed on the football field. And now, with his accolades piling up, he's got 3 rings. He's been to 4 Super Bowls. He's been to 5 conference championship games, 6 in a row, if I believe, 6 in a row conference championship games. It's basically the Patrick Mahomes Invitational at the moment. I don't think that it's gonna be a debate for too much longer with the trajectory that he has shown, with the amount of growth he continues to show year in and year out. I think within a 2 to maybe even 3 year time frame, I think it's going to be around 60%, 40%, with 60 in the favor of Mahomes of who's the GOAT. I'm on record of saying I think if the Chiefs end up winning the Super Bowl this year and they three-peat, the debate has to start. I don't think anyone can dispute that. He'd have 4 rings in about 7 years. He would have been to 5 Super Bowls at this point. I really think he's starting to shorten the gap between who people think is the GOAT, and I only think it's going to go up for him from here.
I tend to agree. I mean, as we were talking in the group earlier, um, and as you were saying, Brady still has the title for now, but like you were saying, the trajectory that Mahomes is on, it's gonna have to be debated eventually if he keeps this track going.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and a good way to put it in retrospect, perspective for that, Justin. Jordan Brady's cement is dry. Mahomes' cement is still wet. It's still molding. Brady can't add anything to his legacy at this point. Mahomes can only add to his legacy. What do you think, Ian?
I mean, I'm thinking honestly. I mean, yes, you're right. Mahomes does have 4 years ahead of him. Obviously, and Brady's already hung up the cleats.
Yeah.
But the one thing I was looking at the years comparison, at this point in Brady's career, he already had his 3 rings. So, and he got them a little bit faster than Mahomes did. But as we were talking earlier, Brady also had a stellar defense that Patrick Mahomes has not all the 7 years that he's been in the league.
Correct. This past season was the best defense they ever had.
if it weren't for that defense, they probably would. They may have lost in the AFC Championship, but that's debatable because the Bills can't get past the Chiefs anyway.
Well, I mean, they played the Ravens in the AFC Championship game, but
I don't know. I thought it was the Bills in the championship, but yeah.
No, Bills was divisional. So let's put it like this: if we're talking about just their first 7 years as a quarterback, right? Brady was one of the quarterbacks who I personally feel got better as he went along, and as his career developed, he got better and better for the most part. Now, obviously, the game has evolved since Brady was in his 7th or 8th year. I don't remember what Mahomes is going into, 7th or 8th year, I believe. My point on that is I don't think there's any debate that Mahomes is better than Brady comparatively as a quarterback 7 years into their career.
Talent-wise, it's not even close.
Yeah, exactly. Success-wise, you could argue it's the same, kind of. Mahomes has 2 MVPs. I don't believe Brady had 2 by his 7th season. But Mahomes is a different caliber of quarterback. He adds more than Brady can. The thing that Brady excelled at the most, which Patrick has shown that he's excelled at it as well, is just nothing phased Tom. You knew he was going to deliver in the heat of the moment. And obviously with the last 2 Super Bowls, 2 game-winning drives in a row, Patrick has shown that too. But let's see if that can sustain over that long of a career as it did for Brady. That's going to be the true tell. But if you're taking the total package of a quarterback, Mahomes is far better than what Brady was 7 years in. I don't think that's even debatable.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And it's when you guys can hear me now, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And a lot of people, because the second you say anybody's name in conversation with Brady, a lot of people want to jump to blasphemous, just like they'll immediately jump to blasphemous when you bring up LeBron's game against Michael Jordan. But I mean, if you just think about it, Brady won his first MVP in his 6th season as a starter. Mahomes already has 2 MVPs. He won his MVP in his first season as a starter. But Brady they both have 3 Super Bowls after 6 years of being a starter. So, and they're favorites to win it again next year. Like, we're gonna see, it's gonna be a tough division. Rashee Rice, it's still in a situation of uncertainty. They haven't come out. We're thinking it's gonna be an indefinite suspension. And then they picked up Marquise Brown. So what we're gonna make of the Chiefs, I think, is gonna I mean, we know they're going to be good, but I mean, the Rashee Rice stuff pending, I think it's good that they went up and picked out. And they lost Snead, so the good they went up and picked up Brown. What do you guys think of that pickup, Marquise Brown?
I think it adds the speed element back to the Chiefs. Is Marquise Brown Tyreek Hill? No, absolutely not. But I think it was an absolute needed pickup for them.
Xavier Worthy might be Tyreek Hill 2.0.
He's nasty.
That's a great point.
Nobody's Tyreek Hill, though. I don't know, man. I see what you're saying.
Speed? Yeah, I don't know.
What did he run at the combine? He's a rookie this year, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys saw.
I'm pretty sure more like a 4.1 or a 4 flat at the combine.
He's tearing it up at training camp. Tearing it up. Now, I don't know if that's because of the offense. I don't know if that's the quarterback, but he's tearing it up.
Yeah, no, definitely. And excuse me. And the thing is, like I said, it's like whenever you mention anybody with Brady, immediately people are gonna go to blasphemous. I mean, but like Justin said, and I think history's been kind to Brady, but that's still not the. I mean, a lot of people think Brady's the GOAT, but that's still kind of what follows him is that how good of a defense he had. We obviously know his first season, when they won the Super Bowl, offense was middle of the road. Obviously, they had the 2007 season where they led the league in points scored, total yards, fewest turnovers, and first downs. But I mean, other than that, though, like there were a couple of those years where Brady, where the defense did most of the heavy lifting, and
right.
And you look at the Chiefs offense leading the league in points for. Excuse me. And, having to do that all the while, a good amount of Mahomes' career, he didn't have a good defense. Like we've seen that narrative kind of change, but I mean, it's not as, crazy of a discussion as people think, especially Mahomes.
No, it's really not. And if you want to delve back to the first Super Bowl, I don't remember if it was Justin and I that had this conversation. It may have been. Brady obviously was nowhere near the best quarterback in the league in his first Super Bowl, right? Nowhere near. But what he was was the perfect quarterback for that situation in that game. And I'll break it. That might not make sense, but I'll break
No,
it down to
I
you like
totally get
this.
what you're saying. Like, I totally get what you're saying. Like, before you explain it, like, this is kind of what my interpretation of it means. It's like he's not like Mahomes is better, just a better player, but Brady is he works for them. Like, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah,
I don't.
like this. So they knew Brady wasn't going to lose them the game. He was going to make the checkdowns. He was going to make the smart throws. He was going to take a sack if he needed to, right? So they knew they weren't going to be out of the game because of Brady. They needed their defense to step up, of course, but they needed their quarterback to be secure.
Not
Now,
fuck up.
exactly. And Justin, as a Patriots fan, you know this statement I'm about to say is accurate, but it also sounds blasphemous. In that season, at that direct moment, both of these statements are accurate. A, Drew Bledsoe was still a better overall NFL quarterback than Tom Brady at the time, but they would have lost the game if Drew Bledsoe was their quarterback. The reason being is Drew would have pushed the ball, and I think that would have led to turnovers, which would have put that out outrageously great Rams offense in shorter field positions. And
Drew
I
was too
know
much of a
that
gun
sounds
slinger.
crazy that they would have lost the game with the overall better quarterback, but that's just how I feel.
It's the same argument that the reason why they lost to the Drew lost the Super Bowl against the Packers. He was gunslinging too much, and then they got burned by it in a lot
Yeah.
of ways.
And Justin, as a Patriots fan, are both those statements true? A, Bledsoe at the time was still better than Brady as a quarterback, but they would have lost the game because they would have turned the ball over.
Yes, Drew would have forced it too much. Exactly correct. Now,
Okay.
now keep in mind, at the time, I was at that going up to that year, Drew was my guy. He was my guy through and through. And Tom kind of just came on the scene, like, oh, who's this kid? Kind of thing. Thinking much like the year when Castle took over for Brady, and it's just a 1 year kind of deal. And then
Yeah.
obviously the rest is rock and roll history. But Drew,
Let's give credit to Drew, though. Tom got hurt in the AFC Championship game, and Drew Bledsoe won them that game.
Absolutely. That back shoulder throw to David Patton is still iconic.
Beautiful. Beautiful throw.
But yes, I think Drew would have forced the ball too much, and it would have been a loss. But it may still. I mean, it may not have been as close of. I mean, I don't think the Rams would have blown the Patriots off the field.
No, of course not. No, your defense was too good to get blown off the field. But I think what would have happened is the Rams would have been put in positions with much shorter distances to go. Bill
We would
was
have
much
scored
happier with a
24 plus.
punt and pinning them deep rather than a pick at midfield that they returned to the 40.
Right. Yes. I will agree to that. For sure.
See, and it like for me, it's so hard to. I mean, because you're right. Tom Brady was absolutely the right quarterback. But
Yeah.
when you say, like, I mean, me personally, maybe that's just the way I kind of perceive it. But it's almost like when you say, like, the right quarterback, it almost makes it seem like he would be nothing. I mean, I know that's not what you're implying, but it's just like when I hear the term, it's almost like I'm hearing it as implying that, he wouldn't be good if he wasn't. And that's like, I mean, but
He
at
was
the
the
same
right
time, like,
quarterback
okay,
for
Oh,
that situation,
well,
for
Ian,
that
break
type
it down
of
like
game.
this. Make no mistake about it. If Brady never improved, right, he stuck as the same quarterback that he was from day one, he wouldn't have been on the Patriots more than, 3 years before Bill moved on?
Maybe four.
At most. Like, during his first season, that defense, first few years, if you want to get really technical, because during Brady's second year as the starter, they went 9-7 and missed the playoffs. But
barely.
he,
That was because of a tiebreaker. Chad Pennington, screw you.
yes, absolutely. He slowly got better and better and better, and then rapidly got better a few years in. But if that wouldn't have happened, obviously we would not be talking about Tom Brady as the GOAT. No chance in hell. And that's a testament to him for dedicating himself.
You also think it's a testament to Belichick for sticking with Brady after the first year, because he just as easily could have gone back to Bledsoe. Easily.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But he made the right move for the team at the time, which was to move to Tom permanently. And let's not forget the fact that going into that Super Bowl, Tom was not 100%. Well,
Going into which one? The first
was
one?
going to be the starter if it weren't for Brady saying, "I'm ready to go" on Saturday night.
The first Super Bowl?
The first Super Bowl, yes. Bledsoe was going to start the game if it weren't for Brady saying, "I'm ready to go" the night before.
They're really cool to this day too, I think.
Yeah, they're friends. Like they're definitely cool with each other. And when we kind of bring it back to this Mahomes conversation, Mahomes stepped on the field in NFL quarterback. Like he stepped on the field.
He took
ready.
that job from Alex Smith and earned it every snap.
Absolutely. There was nothing. There was inklings midway through the season beforehand when he was a rookie, and the Chiefs were sitting at 7-2. There was inklings in the locker room. We need to go Mahomes. This guy's different. This guy is special. He's murdering Alex Smith during practice. Why isn't he on the field? But I think Andy Reid played it smartly. Like, they were winning. What you can't just change up if you're winning, of course, but then when they lost in the playoffs, it kind of became, okay, this is what Alex Smith is. No one's going to say Alex Smith was a bad quarterback.
He was a great game manager.
Yeah, he was very good. But obviously, is Alex Smith Patrick Mahomes? No. But he was very good. And that's why when we were debating with somebody else in our chat who's going to remain nameless, Sean Michael Gardner, that it's all Andy Reid. And it's like, Andy Reid's a great coach, but how many rings did he have before Patrick? 0. Couldn't win one with Donovan, couldn't win one with Michael Vick, didn't win one with Alex Smith. Like, it's...
Now he has 3.
Now he has 3. And it's not all because of Patrick, it's the team around him. But when you have one of the most talented players that's ever put on football pads step into a system that's already great with talent that's already great around him, that's what you get. Like, yes, Patrick benefits from the talent around him, but he also elevates that talent around him.
Yeah, and I think with Mahomes too, it's going to be like, I think the NFL, he's the poster boy they kind of want. I mean, and 3 Super Bowls, like, you realize this past season was his 6th season as a starter. So him and Brady both in 6 seasons as a starter, have the 3 Super Bowls. I mean, if the Chiefs could pull off a 3-peat, okay, now you're talking. I always forget, does Brady have 6 or 7? He has 6, right? No, 7.
7.
Damn, he has a 6 with doing it. But okay, then that'll give Mahomes 4 Super Bowls in his first 7 seasons. I mean, like, but the thing is with Brady too, it's like the saying "Father Time is undefeated." Like, Mahomes is not only going to have to play at an otherworldly, just keep winning Super Bowls, which is not to say hard enough is an understatement, but he's also going to have to, just deal with a lot. Like, I don't know, man. It's gonna be a lot. Like, we can foresee it, we're like, oh, he's on 3, but it's gonna take a lot for him to, like. There's so much that's gonna have to go right. Like Brady, man, like with how great he is, the fact that he has 7.
Yeah, I mean,
it took Tom 20 years to get 7, yes, but Father Time didn't beat Brady. Brady hung it up because he knew he was not going to be able to keep up with the rest of the league. It wasn't that Father Time beat him.
No, Justin, you're right about that to an extent, but during his final season,
he wasn't the same. He wasn't.
Yeah, that you could start to see the decline.
That was the quote cliff that Max Kellerman was talking about. That was the cliff. And
it just happened 6 years later than he thought.
And 2 or 3 Super Bowls later.
Yeah, I mean, that playoff game against Dallas, and I'm not even saying this because I'm a fan, not even trying to be biased. It wasn't a question who the best quarterback on the field was then. It was Dak, and it was by a mile. And that's when Tom knew it was time to go.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah,
once Tom saw, like, okay, I'm not that guy anymore. There's something, it's not his mechanics. It wasn't the ball speed. It was just he wasn't I don't know if he wasn't seeing the field as quick as he did. I don't know if it just wasn't getting registered as quick. I don't know if it was the line. I don't know if it was the playmakers around him. Something looked off, and it looked off all season long for Tampa that year, unfortunately. And you could see the writing on the wall about midway through the season that it's just not meant to be for Tom anymore. And which there's no shame in that. Like, he pushed that team to a division title still. And they didn't win a playoff game, but they made it to the playoffs, which
He walked into that building and gave him a Super Bowl year one.
exactly.
And how old was Tom when he threw against the Eagles for all them damn yards in the Super Bowl? He was like 37 already.
38, 39, yeah.
But going back to what I was saying about Father Time, no, I was more or less referring to Mahomes because, and I shouldn't have said Father Time is undefeated because it kind of contradicts what I said. But I mean, Brady and LeBron, those were the only two that I could think of, unless I missed somebody that really defined
Gretzky.
or not redefined, redefine Father Time. Like
Gretzky.
Brady
too.
definitely could have gone more.
Yes and no, Ian. Brady could have still played if he really wanted to.
He was no longer at the elite level. That's the thing.
No, yeah, if he would have kept playing, like, say he played the year after and was still going into this season, right? Tom would be at best the 20 to 25th ranked quarterback at best.
I don't think that low. I don't think he'd be that low. I think he'd still be top 20, but not top 10 by any stretch.
Not
I could see top 20.
Not upper half.
I could see top, like, would he be? He wouldn't be as good as, like, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, he would.
I mean, he could be, though. That's the thing. That's what I think.
Kirk Cousins had Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson to throw to for the last couple of years, so you can't really say that.
Okay, so let's break it down. He obviously not Mahomes, Burrow, Jackson, Rodgers, Allen, Stroud, Lawrence, Justin Herbert, Jordan Love, Dak.
He's better than Dak. Dak can't deliver the playoffs.
No, I would pick Dak.
He's not better than Dak.
As of right now, at least. Like,
yeah, no, obviously overall, yeah, obviously. But no, dude. Even in his last season, when they faced off in the playoffs and Dak smacked him around.
Yeah,
not better than Dak.
He smacked Tampa's defense around. Let's keep that in perspective.
No, he did. But he also looked much better as a quarterback in the game than Tom did.
Fair. Okay, I'll grant you that.
Hey, I have a question. How many primetime games do you guys have this year? Like 13?
Dude, Dallas, we have 7.
Bro, what the fuck? That's like almost half the schedule in primetime. Like,
Pressure to
crazy. Like, I love.
It's the same every year. Why do you expect that to change?
I mean, I really don't, man. It's just I guess I never really like. I mean, I've noticed, but I never really was like, damn, this shit's every fucking weekend. It's like if the Cowboys have gone 2 weeks without playing on Sunday night or Monday night, I'm like, where are the Cowboys? They should be playing right now.
They only have 2 games at an early kickoff. The rest are either America's Game of the Week, Sunday night or Monday night, or obviously Thanksgiving on Thursday.
Oh, so when you say early kickoff, you mean the 1 p.m. slot, right?
Yeah.
1 p.m. to Eastern. How do you guys feel that I mean, I don't know, because I mean, Justin's from California, so he knows how it feels to wake up at 10 a.m. But you and Sean used to be like, man, it would be so awesome to wake up and watch football. Like, it's just normal to be waking up at 10 a.m.
Dude, it's not even the waking up to watch it. I would love to be able to watch the Sunday night game and still get a good night's sleep and wake up for work.
Right, because we're up until almost midnight every week.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking brutal, man. Like, you know what? For the longest
stuff on the East Coast, we're up. It's a midnight to 1 a.m. affair, depending on how long the game goes.
Man, I went to Florida, bro. When the Rams played their opening game against the Bills, like, the Thursday night game after we won the Super Bowl, bro, I was in Florida. I had to wait for 8:30 for the game to fucking start. I was like, what the fuck?
How did that feel, Ian?
Dude, it was like I fucking fell asleep until like the end of the first quarter, dude. I was out, like, first game of the season. Like, bro, because I literally, like, I'm waiting for the game, and it's like, we still got 3 hours? Like, because I'm looking at I'm like, oh, 5:30. They're like, hell nah. Like, the game don't come out until 8:30. I was like, what?
And
I
for
mean, I knew
history,
that, but it was, huh?
Ian, I've actually always wanted to ask you this, and I'm glad I remembered because I wanted to ask you this. What comes on at 4 o'clock, like on CBS and Fox, like after the 4 o'clock games for you, like after your what would be 1 o'clock games because you start at 10 and 1,
Oh yeah,
right?
because
So
like, are you
you know
talking
how
about
it
on
always shows
CBS?
up next 60 minutes except on the West Coast. What comes on for
Brooklyn
you guys?
911.
Is that what it
That
is?
well, no, that's a good question because if it's after, like, honestly, I want to say if it's and this is just me fucking guessing, if it's like the last game on CBS, I wanted like this is the guess. I think it's 60 minutes, and then normally they'd be like, the
Right.
do.
No, it's CBS on the East Coast. What comes on for you guys?
What do you mean? What comes on?
Well, because like so for us, the 4 o'clock game, right? So you would be the 1 o'clock game. For us on the 4 o'clock game, like when there's like 2 minutes left in the game, it says stay tuned on CBS. 60 minutes everywhere except for the West Coast. What comes on for you guys? Like what comes on the
Maybe
air?
you're right. Maybe I don't fucking know. I turned that shit off. There normally be some. I want to say like some Little House on the Prairie ass shit or something.
Okay,
Like
yeah,
I
I didn't
don't.
know if it was like just some like local broadcasting or some shit that comes on for y'all or.
I don't remember because I don't think it's the new. Like I don't think it's the news. I think it because you're right. It does say everywhere but the West Coast. But I want to
You'll
say
have
it's
to let
like.
me know. Let me know during the football
Oh
season.
god. Well, I mean, now normally I just stream everything, so I'm not even really like. I mean, I used to have. I used to watch the main news when I had all the different channels just to kind of keep up.
Well, find out and let me know because I'm genuinely curious on that.
Well, I think because Fox sometimes goes in. I would say, is it The Simpsons maybe on Fox? Are you talking about on 60 on CBS specifically?
Yeah,
Except, except on the
yeah,
West
CBS
Coast.
specifically. I can't remember what it was. I think it was something like the Sunday, like the Sunday news or something like that. It wasn't 60 minutes, but it was some sort of like documentary kind of thing, almost like Dateline sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I turned on the news not too long ago, and this owner had abandoned his dog. He found out the dog was gay, so he just couldn't deal with it. That happened after one of the CBS games, though. But I'll check it out though. I'll let you know what comes on afterwards. Like that is a good point. You're like it does say everywhere except the West Coast, dude,
yeah.
and all the
I've always
broadcast.
wondered. So what comes on in the West Coast? I don't know if it was like just like local news or if it was like local broadcasting, something. You know?
Yeah, well, I also feel like too because like you said for the Sunday night game, you gotta stay up hella late. But I feel like a lot of places like I mean, there are probably warehouses and shit, but most places probably don't open. Like customer service don't open at 4 a.m. for you because like I start at 4 a.m., but most of our shit's on the East Coast. So like I feel like like I don't know, man. I feel like people there just have later start times. No, I could be wrong. Like I said, every job's gonna have early, but you know what I'm saying. If you in customer service and you know you open at 9 a.m. East, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So as far as that, like, because you said a lot of your customers are on the East Coast, right?
And like a lot of us, yeah.
Yeah. So when you open, because you come in at 4, are your floodgates open? Like, do you start the calls start pouring in right away?
Man, low key, yeah. Like I don't know if you guys saw the other day. You might have been in the chat discussing it. There was like the Microsoft, like the
Yeah.
strike. Like, oh, bro,
Oh
I didn't
yeah,
have to work for like 3.5. What you said? What, Justin?
we had issues with anyone who worked from a laptop. You were up a creek without a paddle.
Yeah, it was the fucking. They were like, oh yeah, they said the casinos are messed up. You live in Vegas, so we're. I was like, hell no. I walked to the casino at 3 a.m. this morning. Motherfuckers were in there gambling. It's crazy, man. Like no bullshit. Like I'll go because we have this little place called Dottie's across the street, and it's like they sell cigarettes, beer, and shit. Little local casino, and it's when it's payday, bro, or even it's the first of the month. Like you see that shit. It'd be like 3 in the fucking morning, jumping. I'm like, damn, man. Like all you, because I know you motherfuckers are losing. What if you might win? You know what I'm saying? But
Oh yeah.
yeah, man.
If you see someone in the casino at 3 in the morning, you know they losing. Ain't nobody staying in the casino 3 in the morning if they've won big bucks. They're like, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, no, God, I'm getting out of here because I don't want to just keep gambling and now lose my money and now I'm even more tired. Yeah, I feel you. Like if it's early in the morning, like I just I just say fuck it. Like my boy, I think I told you guys that shit. We went to the little casino, the same one right here, and first time literally ever gambling, bro. And he let it ride on blackjack like 6 times in a row. Like, it's beginner's luck, bro. That shit never ceases to amaze me. My mom hit a number on a roulette wheel. She put $1, so she only won 30. But you put 100 on that shit, she would have won what, like 3 G's? Like beginner's luck
Yeah.
is a motherfucker, man. So it's like South Sudan.
I mean,
So
if
let's
you're
take
playing,
this back to sports here, guys.
okay.
Let's bring this back to sports. And Ian, as our resident basketball fan,
I was gonna say Las Vegas Raiders, motherfucker.
well, I mean that too, but we're going to talk some USA basketball real quickly here. And because Justin brought up a super solid point about the health of KD and if they should bring on Jaylen Brown to replace KD for the official Olympic roster. I have no issue with that. I mean, I can understand from a outside perspective that it seems like it's too many Celtics on the team because then you'd have Tatum, Holiday, and Brown.
That don't matter to me.
But
And Derek White.
And Derek White. So is the USA lack of, I don't want to say beatdowns of their opponent so far concerning, but they're skimming by, and not to mention they're skimming by because they're getting bailed out by their oldest player. Is that concerning to you guys? Like, let me ask you this: is this how concerning of this for Team USA is this? And point B, how much of a testament is this to the greatness of LeBron James?
Take it away, Justin. I'm still kind of rolling on
I'm
it.
thinking it's very concerning if your goal is a gold medal. I mean, if you're gonna drop eggs to South Sudan, who you should have beaten by 45 points or more, or Germany, or nearly get punked by Germany on really what's a home floor in London, really, you really shouldn't be happy you won. You should be happy you survived.
Yeah.
I agree.
But I honestly think that if your aspiration is a gold medal with the roster, the way that Steve Kerr is using the roster, you got to be worried.
It's hard not to be. I mean, when this team originally assembled, everyone was calling them the Avengers. Almost like we expected to win every game by 15, 20, 25 points. I don't know if the concern is just coming from a fan perspective where we just envisioned this team and saw the roster from top to bottom and said there's no way any team can touch us, and the fact that we've been in 2 close games back to back is just frightening, or if we didn't just give enough credit to the rest of the basketball world and their talents too.
Here's a better question. If I recall correctly, this is Steve Kerr's first Olympics coaching the team.
Yes,
Drop off
sir. The
Coach
last
K.
one was Coach Pop, and then Coach K before that.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought Coach K was there for the last one. I my mistake.
Oh,
No, it's
you're good.
okay. It's okay. But you're right about Steve. This is Steve Kerr's first time.
He was an assistant last time, I believe.
Yes, he was.
But the thing that I was watching and listening to today on some talk radio is that the dream team that we kind of like I don't know, like compare this team to was not only like immensely superior offensively, but they shut you down defensively. This team does not play defense. This team plays just to blow you out of the water offensively. There's no
Which
defense.
they could do.
What's that, Ian?
Oh no, I didn't. I was just saying no. I mean, which they could do. They could definitely kill teams offensively. But like Justin said, like he said it perfectly. Like that team could lock down like Scottie Pippen,
Yeah, no, they
Michael
absolutely
Jordan.
could.
But I don't know, man. Like me personally, my take on the whole thing, I would say I'm concerned. Oh yeah, for sure. Like I have been an advocate of the world's getting better, but yeah, like that that's too many. That's a couple of close calls in a row. Like I'm concerned, but I'm not hitting the panic button. That's just what I'm saying.
No, definitely not hitting the panic button. No, not yet. Not by any means we hitting the panic button yet. I mean, they still haven't lost, so let's get that out of the way. You know, they still haven't lost. Um, and let's flip it on the happy side of the coin real quick here. What do you make of the testament to LeBron James at 39 years old, going into his 21st season, have played 21 seasons in the NBA now, and still being what looks like the best player on the floor for the USA team?
Ah, ah.
Was that a goat sound?
Come on, man. Like I really had to get the courage to do that. But I think it says a lot about LeBron and like what he's able to do. I mean, you think about it, Melo has I think we would do so much. I think Melo has 3. Braun has 2. Like Braun's about to get a 3rd this year. Like Braun's the only one. I mean, Ant has a little experience internationally, but I feel like Braun's the only one with extensive international experience. You think about it, he was on the team at '04 too. The
Yeah,
team
he
before
was.
they really got the Redeem team together. So Braun played '04, '08, 2012, 20. I mean, and then now. So like I'm not too concerned. It's just like I mean, because we are so overly talented, but Embiid's got to learn he's not going to get those fucking calls overseas. Like he's not. Those like he's great, bro. Embiid is dominant, but I don't like. I could definitely see one of these more experienced. Like, I don't think like definitely give us a hard time. I don't think we're necessarily in the point of. I don't think we take countries for granted as much as we used to. But I still feel like we're Americans and we're fucking arrogant and we just assume that we can roll the balls out there and not have to worry about actually fucking talking on defense and getting fucking lit up by something. Like, why are we losing by 4? It's one thing if they want to go back and forth. We lose by 4. Was it 14 at halftime?
They're down
You have
14.
to get a you have to get a layup by LeBron James. Like if LeBron James wasn't there, they would have lost to fucking South Sudan. They were 42 or 43 and a half point
They
favorites.
would have lost both games if they didn't have LeBron.
Oh,
South
against
Sudan
what,
missed that
Canada?
South Sudan missed that last layup at the last second. They would have lost either with LeBron's layup if that layup went in for South Sudan.
Oh,
Yeah.
at the end, the very
But,
last
but to
play.
be fair, the only reason the USA got back in that game, Justin, was because of LeBron.
Yes. Oh, I'm not debating that at all. I'm just saying that even with LeBron's heroics, which were heroic, South Sudan had an opportunity to still win.
Yes, they did.
Imagine them winning on a buzzer beater, bro. That would have been.
I will say I got a good feeling Team USA is only playing at about 60% right now, though. I feel like once the real thing kicks in, I think they're going to turn it up a notch.
See, my thing about the Olympic team, it's just like the thing that stops me from getting worried. It's like you look at all this experience. We have Braun, 2 gold medals. Tatum, I think, has 1, if I'm not mistaken. You got, Curry. Like I'm not, we have experience. It's not like we are pulling some guys who haven't played serious international competition, but I mean, hell, most of these dudes had some experience at this point playing in this style of game. I mean, even Ad has some experience. Tatum has experience. Braun definitely has experience. Well, I mean, he moved to the States when he was younger, but I mean, overseas internationally, they always play FIBA style. So it's not like we don't have any experience. Like the '04 team, '04 was not a great example. I mean, a infamous example of just trotting, get Braun, get D Wade, get all these dudes on the team and just hope they could beat Argentina. We were not beating Argentina, but I think we're fine. Like LeBron knows what the fuck he's doing. Like LeBron knows what he's doing.
No, I agree.
That's his
Ian.
team.
Now we started a little late tonight, so probably should wrap this up. What do you guys say we get to the question?
That was a yes.
Ian, putting the pressure on you, brother. Take it away. Top of the head.
Top of the dome. My cats are looking at me like, don't fuck this question up. I'm gonna fuck you up. Okay. Who is the I mean, we've had so many different variations of the question. Who is the most exciting athlete you've ever watched? I'm not talking about best. I'm talking about dude that will make you turn your TV on. And we'll go with Casey first since he wanted to put the starlight. Like I'm not saying greatest. Who is the most electrifying player you've ever watched in sports?
Brandon Roy. No, I'm just kidding.
God damn it.
Most electrifying. Randy Moss.
Why?
Randy Moss, what because of a lot, his attitude was a big part of it too.
He was
But
arrogant.
Randy Moss was, I'm gonna run, throw my hand up in double coverage, and we're gonna do a jump ball,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna come down with it. As a football fan, that's just one of the most jump up from your seats. Oh my God, I can't believe he caught that kind of moments. Now, this has nothing to do with it, but I have Randy Moss third on my list as best receivers of all time. A lot of people have him as second.
Yeah.
I have him as my number 3. I got Rice, I got T.O., then I got Moss. But when it comes to electrifying, Randy Moss could take a friggin' 2-yard hitch route and just outrace everybody to the end zone. He also had that rough exterior image off the field. You know, he sprayed the ref with the Gatorade. He said, "I'll play when I want to play." He's walked off the field. You didn't ever know what you were going to get with Randy Moss. And
You
so
might even get a mood at the Green Bay end zone to land the field.
exactly. He was must-see TV. So for me, my answer is Randy Moss.
I'm going to give a baseball answer, and this is kind of recent history in a sense, but Bryce Harper.
Great answer.
That's a good one.
I mean, you can make the argument right now that Ellie De La Cruz is the guy now, but Bryce Harper, when he started, was must-see baseball every day.
Oh yeah, fiery. Yeah, for sure.
Still is fiery. He still has it.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's chilled out a little bit though.
A little bit, but if you get him going, I mean, he won't be as fired up now that Angel Hernandez is no longer upping, but still.
Yeah, no, I mean Bryce Harper is he's a good one. Like he plays the game with a lot of flair. I personally thought you were gonna say Ellie De La Cruz. My most like exciting like turn in to watch him has got to be Mike Vick. It's hard. I just know like when I think of electrifying, like it's like I think of Mike Vick. Like
It's a
that
great
dude.
answer.
And it like just the like I had a Vic jersey. It's like just the swag, bro, with the visor, and
Yep.
that dude was just cooking.
I had
Everybody, and you know what? I
real
know.
quick. Let me hold on, real quick.
Yeah, you're fine.
You said you had a Vic jersey. I had the red Falcons jersey in 7th grade.
Me too.
Vic. It was
had the red one
fire.
with the white writings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vic.
Yep, I had
I
it.
had the pleasure. When I say about the Harper pick for me, I had the pleasure of seeing him play in Fenway Park during his rookie year, and he was everything that the Bill was teeing up.
That's
Everything.
amazing.
He didn't launch a home run, but he could play defense, and he let a few ride pretty darn far. And again, it was a pleasure to watch him play.
And
I
guess
mean, Mike
who
Vick's a great answer too, Ian. Keep going. You said you had a few things going. I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize. I just wanted to let you know I had the red jersey too. Keep going.
No, all I was gonna say is before we get off the show, there's one thing I wanted to mention: Devin Hester or Deshaun Jackson. That's a bonus question to the question.
Devin Hester. It's not a question for me. It's Devin Hester, and it's not close.
It's Devin Hester, but I thought it was worth. I posted this question in the group chat. I thought it was worth at least throwing the question out because both are solid at their craft. But Devin Hester, of course, of time, tried and true. Devin Hester. He's the only person, if I recall correctly, to return the opening kick of a Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. They were like, "Don't kick to him! Don't kick to him!" They fucking. I remember I was like heated because they were talking about it before the game. They're like, "Nobody's ever ran the first kickoff back," and that shit was in Miami. It was wet too, bro. He took that shit back. Honestly, I'd probably take Devin Hester too, but if I had to choose between any return man ever, give me Dante Hall.
Dante Hall is a great answer. I mean, you could answer a lot of as far as like just pure kick returners. Dante Hall, Josh Cribbs, Devin Hester. Obviously, he was a corner too, but Dion, like all the greatest return men of all time by far. Brian Westbrook, not Brian Mitchell.
Mitchell. You ever see that?
Oh yeah.
Joe Buck.
God damn it, Joe Buck. Oh man, I remember that. But yeah, great show tonight,
Element wasn't
boys.
half bad.
What's that, Justin?
Element wasn't half bad. Not when you're as electrifying as the others, but he wasn't.
I would say no. Edelman wasn't bad, but he wasn't them.
He wasn't them. No, this is very true.
Gronk, if anything, like
Gronk couldn't have
electrifying.
been a return man.
Oh, return man. I thought we were talking about electrifying. Hell no, Edelman couldn't have been a return man. Did he say Edelman? Did you say Edelman?
He
I
did. No,
didn't- I didn't-
Edelman was a return man. He was a punt returner for a while, and he was decent, but he wasn't those
Hey.
guys.
Well, yeah, no, I would, yeah, no, he played quarterback too at Kent State, or was it Toledo or Kent State, if I'm not mistaken.
Kent State.
That's cool, but yeah, no, Justin, good to have you. We were all here last week, right? Yep.
Yes,
Sorry,
Justin
folks,
was here last week.
Yeah, because I remember we had done it. But yeah, no, I appreciate everybody coming out and supporting Mixed Reactions. To all two of you who listen, hit the like, follow, ring the notification bell, and hit subscribe so you never miss out on new videos. I'm Ian from Las Vegas. I'm not a Raiders fan. Casey over here is a damn Yankees fan, and I'm gonna just let Justin send it off tonight. I'm gonna just ask
Yankees
Justin.
fan.
But don't forget, if you go down there to Canada, don't forget to bring a towel because it's rainy as hell up there.
Have a good night, Mixed Reactions. We out.
And cat. Oh no, it's still on. That was a good show, man.
That was a great show. I do got to get going, though, boys.
All right, G.
Have a good one,
Me
fellas.
too. See you guys.
All right.